Greetings everybody, this is Sabin Dimitrov, aka Adinstvo the Astrolf, and it is an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. I wanted to actually show you guys some really cool stuff that my commanders were able to do in the capital. We were fighting in Zentown, this bad boy right here. Now unfortunately, I couldn't continue to fight because I ran out of shields. And I didn't want to have to spend all my gold on the shields, but a really good thing, guys. I was actually able to really throw out the enemy on an amazing victory. So let me just quickly save up the really good ones. That's a bad one. That's a good one. That's a bad one. That's a bad one. I mean, it's not really too much of a loss, but still not exactly, you know, good either. Not a huge loss, but still. That's a pretty good one, so I'll save that bad boy. That's good stuff. Oh wait, that's Dr. Rock. Silly me. Oh, check this out, guys. I was able to attack a alt of DGS, and I got myself some resources and some shadow matter, and I murdered all the soldiers. So hey, DGS is a real big problem on our server, so it feels good to actually kick him one, you know. Oof, that's a bad one. Get rid of that bad boy. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. This is just one that nothing happened. Here, I'll show ya. See? Nothing happened. Kinda funny, actually. But it's kinda stupid. Oh, that's Dr. Rock again. Alright. So I have these bad boys saved up. So let us start from the bottom. ROI. Here we are. So this is my favorite one of the night. So as you guys can see, I only lost 905 hummingbirds, and I got 128,142 guild reputation points, and those are essential for when you buy the really good yum yums from your server. Now, they lost 294 Death Angels and 21 Transcenders. And if I remember right, Death Angels are a lot of tier 9, and then Transcenders are tier 12? Yeah, 10, 11, 12. So they actually lost a considerable amount of resources. So I'm very happy about that, because that's a lot of stuff they have to heal. So let me pull this bad boy up. So this is actually kind of a fun one. This is a heavy RWE build, and the resistance weaken effect makes it harder for people to SWE them. That's about 126 plus 84. That's 200. 392. Yeah, so that's 392 SWE. Not bad, actually. That'll make it so that means I'll have to have, oh gee willikers, like 900% SWE. No, 400. About 700 SWE. That's still quite extensive. So you can see what they're trying to go for, but since I'm not doing that, as you guys can see, I don't have any SWE. I have RWE as well. So, yeah, no sides win. But here, I'll show you guys the really cool stuff on this bad boy. So, you know, it looks like I'm going to lose, right? You know, they're hitting me, constantly doing damage, a lot of mean stuff. I have the Dominion Hull active on this, because it gives me skills trigger rate, health points, defense, and dodge, and, yeah, marching speed. The problem is that it doesn't give me the damage reduction that I so wish. If they ever do add customizable arc holes, I will be doing health points, damage reduction, and skills trigger rate. And maybe health points, and that would be all I need. I don't need other stuff besides that. The health points will make it easy, but as you guys can see, every time they hit me, they're getting damage done to them. And as you can see, we are quickly cutting down the resource, cutting down the soldiers. We have 5, and we have 6. 6 beautiful little Menderbots. Beautiful little Menderbot babies. But yeah, as you guys can see, it's not looking good for them, even though they are running infantry, and infantry are have a advanced effect against airships. Now, in real life opportunity, airships would be supreme, and we would win overall, but you get what I mean. So, airships against walkers, walkers against infantry, infantry against airships. You know, but as you guys can see, their infantry is not doing very well. My counter striker and my corrosive armor, as you guys can see, is wearing them down substantially. And, you know, usually her, Wings of Eternity would be good for her. But because she keeps hitting my units that have corrosive armor, that's hurting her really bad. And as well, I'm running freeze armor with my Hercules protection. And as you guys can see, that's not going good for her. So I have a lot of really good stuff to make my small commander quite sustainable. He's not 50,000 leadership yet, but he does have a level 22 counter striker, which makes it so he can have 5,000 tier 1 airships in every slot. So as you guys can see, she's doing everything she can to really wallop me one, but it ain't doing her good. And as long as I have at least one soldier in that slot, my soldiers will be healed back up. And as you guys can see, her attack power is diminishing substantially. Now I really do wish I could have killed more of these suckers right here. These are the really high tier soldiers, but still we killed a solid chunk of her stuff, which makes me very happy. So as you guys can see, we are giving her a really bad time. But yeah, it makes me very, very happy that, you know, I only like maybe had to use maybe 3.8 million resources, food, parts, and gas to heal my soldiers over these accumulative fights that I've done. Maybe 5 million, because I had to heal those 2 ether divisions. But as you guys can see, she is not doing well. Now, I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten our stupid Menderbot. There we go. But as you guys can see, even 3 Menderbots get us most of the way healed back up. So, you know, the skills trigger rate does help most of the time. But as you guys can see, she is really being whittled down by my corrosive armor, and my counter striker, and my freeze armor. So I have 3 different things that not only cut down her attack, but also make it so I can hurt her as well. And so I'm slowly just increasing my attack, making it more painful for her. So as you guys can see, we are doing quite a good job on that. And my counter striker worked, and now my corrosive armor is working. So it's actually really, really nice. Now counter striker really only works for the first hit they do to us, but it's still effective when killing her high tier 12 void skaters. But yeah, so this is going to be one hefty healing bill for them. Now it's not as expensive as airships, but it's still very expensive nevertheless. And I'll show you guys the difference between the one soldier against the airship tier 9, but it'll make sense in a moment. But as you guys can see, she's not doing well. Now, pretty much this entire battle is going to be more the same, so we're just going to fast forward. And as you guys can see, really, 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 really good. She is running a heavy, running a big Titan. She's running health points of defense, some dodge, attack, health points of defense. So I can kind of see where she's going, but that's just not the best commander, unfortunately. And yeah, so she ain't doing very good. Now this next attack, we'll remember some of these losses I took was me experimenting. But watch what happens. So Tranny G is a very annoying person that I have had to fight back in the past. And I hate Reinhardt with an unholy passion. Reinhardt can go burn in the pits of Hades for with every fiber and hatred of my soul. So I'm going to show you guys what happens to Reinhardt. Shockwave. Bam. Shockwave on my Vega is really, really nice. And I ran a couple attacks against them using my dear Dragon Slayer, because she was actually able to use her Shockwave using a smaller amount of soldiers to actually whittle down his tier 12 soldiers. So as you guys can see, he has a pretty extensive healing bill as well. So as you guys can see, Tranny G has like maybe 6 million, 7 million, what do you call it, 6 million, 7 million, in repair bills for his soldiers. But he probably did use his, reduce, cost of healing his soldiers, but still, that's going to be quite an expensive, healing bill. And then going on to this guy, we killed 6 Origins, even though we lost. Check this out. Shockwave, shabam, boom, bam. Completely destroyed. And then we got this little guy right here. Even though we lost only 2 hummingbirds, but we killed a lot of seagulls. This is us slowly whittling down his main flight, and I wanted to clear him out, so that is why I did that. And shabam, dead. I kind of wanted to add a little bit of insult to injury. I'm surprised we didn't run Shockwave on this one, but yeah, I have Shockwave 22 now on my Vega, and as you guys can see through these, I got some amazing victories. So yeah, so I'm very, very happy with how well that went. And as you guys can see, I have been increasing my soldiers. Let's see. Like I said, guys, my Vega has level 22 Shockwave, which is pretty darn awesome. So that's 66% chance to trigger, and 22% of the attack damage to all enemy targets if it hits. So, because I have such massive amounts of attack, we got attack, we got attack, we got attack, we got critical weather and this stuff, we got attack. Everything is centered around attack. And that means we are going to do unholy amounts of damage. Now, the reason why I ran tier 11 soldiers is because they are a lot cheaper to heal than tier 12. Because right here, they are what, like, sheesh, they are 3.96 million to make, or 9 million to make, which is crazy. So this was it Transcenders? Might have been Transcenders. Where are you? Dang it. Darn it. Sweet Jiminy Jillikers. Here we are. Ah, the Transcenders, darn it. Transcenders and Death Angels. So, hey guys. These bad boys up here. So making one of these is cheaper, but still losing a lot of those. Probably a couple million actually. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how much these bad boys cost to heal, but it's not cheap. And in all honesty, we didn't really lose too much. Most of the stuff that we lost was tier 1, tier 2, and maybe 2 tier 12s. That's it. So I'm very, very happy with how well we were able to accomplish that. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys those battles and how well I am working on them. I was very proud of them, and as you guys can see, I have a lot more reputation points. I got like 200,000, 300,000 reputation points. Now, unfortunately, just because DGS is being a load of butt poop, they have all our capitals right now, but it's much harder for them to keep all the capitals because we can peck at them instead of the other way around. So even though I had to quit attacking because what do you call it, I ran out of shields and I didn't want to use all my gold at once. As you guys can see, he's still doing his silly little shenanigans and all that crap. But not a lot of people expect a Vega with Shockwave and an extremely high attack Vega, and with a like or medium attack uh, Dragon Slayer. Well, remember, Dragon Slayer doesn't have as much leadership as my Vega does, but my Vega with his level 22 Shockwave and being completely centered around attack does amazing damage. So I am extremely happy with that. And like it is, guys, most people don't expect that. So being able to see how well they do, and so, efficiently too, that's a really, really good thing. Let's just quickly see what's going on here. Ooh, let's get this bad boy up there. There we go. But yeah, so my commanders are doing quite well, and I am slowly increasing them. Now, like it is, guys, Rogers is still the backbone of my commanders in the other events, including Ace of Galaxy, just because he's big. But once we add, a crap ton of leadership into Orochi, he's going to be a really, really nasty person to deal with because, like I said, guys, he has his corrosive armor, which is abysmal to deal with. And like it is, guys, we want the skills trigger rate. That's the thing that we are going for. Now, the reason why we don't run this with the skills trigger rate is because this one does not have total damage reduction. And that is what we need. The damage reduction is the essential key portion that makes Orochi horrible to deal with. So, then on top of that, we have the Mender bot, which makes it harder for him to be killed. We have the Cassiopeia's power, which gives him more damage reduction. We have Cephas' Majesty, and then we also have the Hercules protection, which also gives us freeze armor. Now, just so you guys know, even though it doesn't exactly show the extra 10%, the base stats are 50.6% total damage reduction. And then, because we have Cassiopeia power, that's another 10%. So then we are at 60.6 total damage reduction. And then, if we go all the way down to the Aegeus, which we are most likely not going to use, just because it doesn't, have the doesn't have the skills trigger rate. We would be at 70% total damage reduction. That's really, really good. Now, if we can get our equipment all the way to level 50, we might actually be able to get like to maybe 80% total damage reduction. So that means if someone tries to hit us with a absolutely massive one slot bust, that means 80% of their damage will be negated because of that. Now, mind you guys, that's still a long ways away. But being at our current state, we are doing fantastic, and I'm very proud of that. And I've stopped development on my Vega and all my other commanders, and I'm going to be focusing only on getting my Orochi to level 50 armor as quickly as possible, because he's my key to victory. For multiple reasons. First of all, he can self-heal really, really well. He runs Counter Striker, which makes it very hard for enemies to kill him unscathed. The Mender bot allows him to heal. He has his corrosive armor, and then he's running absolute defense as well, which cannot be cleared. So that means he has a couple abilities on him that make it so they cannot be cleared. Now, Steam Cannon from Sister Wolf is still a good counter to him, but the corrosive armor and the absolute defense and the Mender bot are what make it so that way he can do better. And then of course, the Hercules protection. Now, like it is, guys, my next set I'm going to be putting on him will be Scorpio. And the reason why I'm going to be doing Scorpio, like I showed you guys before, is Scorpio gives you health points 30%. But then also, this is a very much assured attack, and this will actually give Orochi a guaranteed hit ability, because currently Vega has Breakdown, Light of Gemini, and Scorpio. So that's 3 skills that automatically give him, the opportunity to hit. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to focus on getting one more gem set on Orochi, and then I can focus on maybe a 4th gem set for our dear Vega. But as you guys can see, these two here are an amazing team, and I'm extremely proud of them. And Dragon Slayer is proven to be very, very useful in whittling down the enemy and then allowing me to have first strike. And first strike is key when you are using a big commander like Vega. Now, like it is, guys, I used my tier 11 Maelstroms, because those were able to, if they do get hit, it won't be as big of a loss as if I lose my tier 12. But, yeah, we are going to be marching up the ranks really, really well in this upcoming peak contest. And that means our Orochi, our newly advanced Orochi, our enhanced Rogers, our stronger Vega, our switched up Dragon Slayer, and our bit more put together Sister Wolf. All 5 of these guys are going to be able to help us. But usually what happens is that it's the first 3 people that fight that will make the victory. Now, there are some times where you do get to the backup, like Dragon Slayer and Sister Wolf, but usually it's Vega, Rogers, and Orochi. Now, Orochi, this bad boy, is at 208% awakening, and that's defense, so that's really, really good. Now, I'm going to definitely keep my Rogers at totally awakened, because that's going to allow him to, be our backbone for the foreseeable future, and our dear Vega is also 600% grown, awakened. And remember, Vega uses the Cinnabar, so that means it's a lot easier to keep him running. But I am currently running Awakening Commanders, the Total Resistance Weaken. They run the Gaussian Alloy, so that means I'm going to have to focus very heavily on getting more Gaussian Alloy to keep these commanders moved up. So it's going to be a little bit of a trouble trying to get that taken care of, but as you guys can see, we are getting more of where are they? These bad boys right here. The Ender Permits and the Advanced Ender Permits. So if worse ever comes to worse and I absolutely need the Cinnabars, I can, release commanders here. But I want to try to do those only when there's events or stuff that I need, because I don't want to, lose my stuff. And another way you guys can also get those is you can get these for pretty cheap from various events, or from Time and Space War event that I've showed you guys in the past. And you can use these. So let's just use like maybe 10 let's use 12 of these, because I don't need 22 of these. There we go. Just run these a couple times. We just do that. So we got a few more Cinnabars. But so let's just use 30 of these, because Vega's cheap and easy to get running. And now we got 9 more Gaussian alloys, and we got 105 magazines. So that's really, really good. And so even though we are down to 74 Cinnabars, this will still keep us going for the foreseeable future. And then as you guys can see, we are back up a little bit, so we aren't going to be, because remember, we are using 4 of these a day. So 75 divided by 4 ain't very good. So if we can get this back to 100, that means we will have 25 days of being able to run both of them. So I can't really do too much to get them more leveled up, which is unfortunate. But you know, just sometimes you just gotta work it slowly, and you know, get that taken care of. It is unfortunate that I have to wait this long to get them upgraded all the way. But you know, stop it. There we go. But as you guys can see, Orochi is almost at 300%. Let's just do this maybe. Oh, whoops, give me a second. Ah, darn it. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so let's just do this a few times. So that's 290, 293, 295, 298, 300, and 0.8. So he is now half of the way to full awakening. Now, 65 divided by 4 ain't very much, guys. So we're only going to be running for maybe 15, let's see, 15, 30, 45, 60. Yeah, we're only going to be running for 15 days. So in 15 days, if this gets critically low, I will be forced to use more of these 3 items. This, the random commander thingies, and I will be forced to use these. Now, hopefully, by God's grace, I won't have to use those. But if I do, it's not the end of the world, because I do have most of my commanders unlocked. And since I already have all the commanders I need, it's not really impervious for me to get everything else done. But I do want to try to get at least my commanders to level S, because they do look kind of cool at level S, or rank S, I guess you could say. So hey, you know, we are doing good. Man, I can't believe it. I remember when this count used to be 58. I remember I've been playing this game for an obscenely long time. So considering that I have all the commandos now, I'm very, very happy about that. But yeah, as you guys can see, there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going along, and yeah, I'm just really, really happy with how well things are going. Now, as you guys can see, this Rogers is running the Aldebaran. And the Aldebaran is a really, really nice weapon. Let me try to pull up my Rochi. You see, I'm only getting 150% health points and 150% attack, while this mean fella is getting well, he has penetration, which means our attack will have a lot better chance to get through. So even though we are sacrificing attack, we will be getting substantially more health points and substantially more critical wither. But I'm thinking the Broken Fortress might be our better bet. But yeah, so he's running the Acrid, which is a penetration, attack, and accuracy. He has a Megrees, which is resistance, health points, and resistance weaken effect. So that's RWE. He has damage reduction, total penetration, minus some defense, and he has the Regulus. So yeah, that's total damage reduction and all that. So he's running some nasty stuff. Now, as you guys can see, oh wait, he has 4 gem sets that he's trying to run. So he has Cassiopeia power, which I'm kind of surprised, because that's not a walker commander. Menderbach, corrosive armor, awakening the airship, and absolute defense. So that's kind of a waste that he's using 5 Cassiopeia power. because this ain't gonna work for walkers, or this ain't gonna work for airships. It's a walker ability. He would do better off have only 3 sets of total damage reduction, 3 sets of the Cassiopeia power to get damage reduction. But he's trying to get the Perseus Prayer, which would give him accuracy and trigger him before action, attack and defense of allied troops in the second row increased by 60% for 2 rounds. Not exactly useful for me, at least. Um, he is running Cephas Majesty, but yeah. So he is running Cephas Majesty. He is running Hercules Protection. So it's not the best gem sets that he's running very well, which I'm kind of shocked at considering he has so much stuff unlocked. But whatever. It's not the best looking. It's not the best Orochi, but it's still quite effective. He does have the damage reduction, but yeah, that's kind of unfortunate for him that he doesn't have, so it's 33.6% and 22%. So let's see, 22 plus 33, that'd be 55.6% total damage reduction, and so he's running 65% total damage reduction. So he and I would almost be on par for damage reduction if I run the right, what do you call it, arc hull. But for me, what I need is a arc hull that can run damage reduction, skills trigger rate, and health points. If I can only get those 3, then that's perfectly fine with me. Because we have the Armageddon, we have the Dominion, those both have skills trigger rates, but the Lucifer has damage reduction, mass health point boost, and stuff like that. But then we have the Aegeas at the bottom, which is more damage reduction, defense, dodge, resistance, weakness effect, strength and weakness effect, and critical wither. So that's a little bit frustrating to deal with. And like I showed you guys earlier, I want to try to get myself the Broken Fortress, because it's the penetration, the health points, and then this damage to the enemy will be decreased by, damage to our army will be decreased by 100% before the first action. So I do like Broken Fortress because that means that's going to, make it a lot harder for the enemy to kill us. But the Aldebaran, which we do have 70. Oh boy, we have a lot of these, but this one will give us penetration, health points, and critical wither. So I think the Aldebaran might be slightly better just because it has critical wither and health points, but there's a possibility that this special effect might last the entire battle. But I'm not sure if it'll be decreased by 100% for the entire round, or if it will be decreased by 100% only for that one slot, and only for the first round. So I want to try to get it, but unfortunately I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but yeah, as you guys can see, I've been told that the Aldebaran is the best weapon for defense commanders, so I will be working on trying to get that, so that way I can be running some better stuff. Because like it is, guys, Orochi survives mostly uh, on his survivability. But if I can get Scorpio on Orochi as soon as possible and get the Aldebaran, that means he will be able to hit pretty hard. So we are working that in there. We are getting stuff taken care of. And as you guys can see, we are running at, at the current stats right here. Walker health points is not needed. Airship health points 118%. Total health points 568%. Walker attack, don't need that. Airship attack is 51.9%, so it's very, very little. Total attack is, however, is 382%. So that is kind of why we should try to get that penetration as well as Scorpio. So we have at least some ability that will make it so he can hit. Because right now, all commanders can outdodge us. So that means we can't do anything. But if we do get the right stuff, that means we can actually hit. Our defense is 600%, which is really nice. So if we awaken him to 600% defense, that's 1,200% defense. You know, he has 150% dodge, so it will be a little harder for enemies to hit us. We have the total resistance we can affect, which is 153%. So that means enemies will have to run like, oh gee, 700% around that for SWE to actually be effective. Total critical weather is 153, so that means I can survive more critical hits. We are running 60.6%. 60.6%. What do you call it? Total damage reduction. Our total skills trigger rate is 15%, and then we add our arc hull, and that will be 25%, which is pretty darn good. There have been people who have gone to 50% skills trigger rate, which I don't even know how, but it's scary. But yeah, like I said, guys, see His Majesty, critical weather, Hercules protection, total resistance, Scassi overpower, total damage reduction. We got the freeze armor, and then we got, the see His Majesty will make it so that way damage unto us is lessened, and then the enemy will not be able to recover health points. So, I mean, we are getting stuff taken care of. We are working stuff out, but it's still going to take a while. But I hope that this has been kind of nice and insightful to kind of show you guys some of the cool stuff that we are working on. Where is that? Here we are. Now, as you guys can see, this Reinhardened is running a penetration build. And he is doing the skills trigger rate. He's running the Locky Knotting, he's running the Magries, and he is running the Beetlejuice. So he is actually running a very similar build to the other one. So you always want to try to take a look at what these commanders have on their stuff. Because this guy is running His Majesty, which means he's going to try to make it so you can't recover health points. He's running the Pisceus Prayer, and he's going to try to get one more, and that means their second row will be able to increase their attack by 60%. He is running the Hercules Protection, and he's running Light of Libra. So he's trying to get some more of these unlocked, but, that's some pretty nasty stuff he's trying to get there. But, Hercules... Oh, he is also running Cassiopeia. So yeah, so as you guys can see... Ooh! Stop it. He's trying to, get some more of his stuff, out there. Absolute Defense is by far one of the best abilities, if not the best ability, for a defense commander, because it is a passive skill that is always active and cannot be cleared. But yeah, with as I increase the leadership of my dear and beautiful Orochi, that means he will be able to do substantially more. He already does a really good job with having little leadership, but we want to try to get him to 100k as quickly as possible. I want to try to get him the same size that our dear and wonderful Rogers is. But, like it is, guys, it's a slow process, but it's a wonderful process. And because I've had my dear friends give me great input on how this stuff works, we are doing very well. Also, quick update and quick reminder of SWE versus RWE. RWE will make it so that way enemies will have less of a benefit against you, and then SWE will mean you have more effect against the enemy. But RWE per SWE count is way outnumbered. Remember, if that means if I want to completely kill someone and take no damage, like if I want to kill walkers and not let them hurt me, I'll have to run at least 400% SWE, so that way they can't, hurt me. But if they run any level of RWE, then that means they are going to be, that means they're going to be much harder for me to get through unscathed. And as you guys can see, I am trying to build a SWE build. You see, this is the rabbit ear headband, the destruction, the Antares, and the assault, all strength and weaken effect. So we take a look at that. So we are actually at 474% strength and weaken effect. So if we do go against, walkers, we can actually outdo them if they aren't running SWE. Now, remember guys, if they do have tear space, like the Void Skater, here, I'll show you guys. Here we go. Now, if they are running the Transcender, if they are running the Void Skater, or if they are running the Origin, they will have tear space, which means they can still hurt you, even though their main and initial attack won't. So you always want to try to make sure they are not running that kind of tier 12 soldier, or else you will suffer damage. But like it is, guys, we hopefully that will be able to give you guys some more input on SWE and how that should work. Now, just remember, guys, as a reminder, I want to go to my friend, with my dear friend Owl. Oh, here, let me, with my dear friend Owl that he told me, here is the formula that you want to run. The enemy's RWE times 1.43 plus 400%. So that means if the enemy has... If the enemy has, let's say... 474, just like my my Rogers. Sorry, my Orochi times 1.43. Is that correct? Yep, 1.43 equals, that's 677.82 plus 400. That means I will have to have 1077.82% SWE to outdo their RWE. Now, usually they don't have that much unless they run their commander. And like I showed you guys before, if the enemy has their commander awakened to 600% RWE, that means you will need an obscene amount of SWE to actually hurt them. And that is 1258%. So keep your eyes open for commanders who are running SWE builds or RWE builds. Because if you are trying to run SWE builds against the commander that your soldier fights, and they have RWE, it's going to be very difficult to actually hurt them. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, guys, but like it is, just do some studying, do some tests, check around with your friends, get on some Discord servers, and hopefully I'll be able to help you guys out through that. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to, to show you guys that, and yeah, I think it's really, really cool. I was very proud of my accomplishment. I wanted to show my guild, and yeah, people are so far being quite supportive. Anyway, guys, this video is about to be 50 minutes long, and I gotta head to bed. But yeah, like it is, guys, I just wanted to kind of give you guys another video of how my commanders are improving and, doing their stuff. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys have yourselves an amazing morning or whatever time you guys are watching this video. And this has been Sabin Dimitrov, aka Adins for the Astro Wolf. It has been an absolute pleasure having you guys here. You guys stay awesome, and always remember, God bless.